can't read that much.
Uber versus Lyft, huh?
He just did read 170 pages. 50 pages.
Yeah, I read 100 pages. And
There were days that
I usually would.
I definitely did watch.
I was in there
Guys, Dan, you listen to this one because it's actually, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Okay.
And one of the things I want you to help determine is, so far, you've learned about perfect competition. But there's other types of are you done? Of business setups. So one of the things I want you to think about is Uber and Lyft a perfect competition?
It's oligopoly.
Are they a monopoly?
It's
Are
an
they
oligopoly.
I don't know. So
It is.
listen to this.
Yeah.
It's time for all tech considered.
We canceled.
Oh, so there's no video, just a
Will
listener.
now drive for either Uber or Lyft, providing rides at the touch of an app. There have been legal debates over their status. Are the drivers contractors or employees? Can they unionize? Now add this to the driver's dilemma. When they sign on to drive for one company, drivers become a recruitment target for the other. Here's NPR's Arthi Shahani in San Francisco.
In the Bay Area, both companies are big, and competition for drivers is so great that about a year back, Uber sent covert operatives into Lyft cars to recruit. Isabella Biondi was one of these covert operatives.
And I don't really care Lyft versus Uber, but I had the chance to make money and I was getting free Lyft rides.
In November of 2014, a woman who worked for Uber told Jerry Biondi she could make cash quick. They met right here at the Arbor Cafe in Oakland.
She had a laptop, and she had me sign some online papers, and I think she had some paper papers.
By the end of 2014, Uber had hired hundreds of people across the country for this very grassroots job. For its part, Lyft says it offers bonuses to current drivers who sign up new ones. Jerry Biondi got Uber training quickly.
They took a couple of rides together, and she kind of showed me how to do it.
The recruiter, who independently verified these details with NPR, gave Jerry Biondi an iPhone. For 2 months, she would order Lyft cars, hop in, and start chatting with the driver. How you doing? How's your day?
Oh, where are you from? Asking kind of nice people questions, just being nice.
And then casually slip in.
Why'd you decide to drive for Lyft? Oh, yeah, that's really interesting.
Nod, nod, nod. And then
they'd be like, well, would you ever consider driving for Uber? Why did you decide Lyft over Uber?
At this point in the conversation, Jerry Biondi would reveal she's an Uber ambassador. And if the driver signs up right now, they each make hundreds of dollars. Interestingly, only one guy agreed. Jerry Biondi says the big bonus wasn't enough.
A lot of people chose Lyft because of the morals of it versus Uber. It's more of a friendly company.
That's the thing, yeah. I think that there is a difference in the relationship between passengers and drivers in the two platforms.
Scott Christopherson drives for Lyft and Uber. NPR spoke with 24 people who decided to work for both. And consistently, these drivers say, in Lyft cars, there are fewer expectations. Passengers are supposed to hop in the front seat and be friendly, because, as the motto goes, the driver is your friend with the car.
I've had very few problems with Lyft passengers. They're generally very nice, or if they're not nice, they're quiet.
Uber started as a luxury brand. Its motto is everyone's private driver. So Christopherson says, for people like him, people who drive super part-time, who have other jobs, it's not a great feeling when passengers expect a chauffeur.
They don't really kind of care about what you think of them, and so it's a little more fraud.
Financially, there are differences too. NPR examined drivers' payment statements. Lyft takes 20% of fares, Uber takes 20 to 25% on the standard service, and 28% on the SUV service. Most drivers say these percentages are fairly comparable. It's another line item that stands out.
Now, one thing that Lyft does and Uber doesn't is tipping. Did you notice that looking at the things?
marketing officer Kara Wampler says Lyft is more focused on driver well-being than Uber is because it's got a different mission. While both companies want to improve transportation, Lyft explicitly has an environmental goal to get fewer cars on the road and fill empty seats.
You can't fill every seat in every car unless the people in the car treat each other well.
Uber declined an interview to discuss driver benefits, but in an email, a company spokeswoman says it's misleading to just say Uber takes a bigger cut from drivers. Driver earnings depend a lot on how many rides they get, and Uber has more passengers calling. On tipping, she says, research shows tips are not really based on quality of service, so drivers could be rewarded or dinged unfairly. Ryder Pierce, co-founder of SherpaShare, a site that tracks wages and expenses for on-demand drivers, says competition benefits workers. When Uber or Lyft announces a new perk, the other follows.
Uber and Lyft both recognize that if they don't keep rates competitive and add more driver perks, and both have very large teams working on this, they will lose out on drivers.
Many drivers work for more than one service. Pierce says they don't have a strong incentive to be loyal because their bottom line is
they just want to log in and have passengers to pick up.
If one company won, got all the business, he says, drivers would lose out. Arthi Shahani, NPR News, San Francisco.
Interesting radio.
You guys, real quickly, let me ask you. Who do you think's going to win this big drama right now? Do you think they'll stay two companies, or do you think it'll eventually go down to one?
Yeah, no.
I feel like Uber is more popular.
Do you think there will be more
Uber has
coming
way
on?
more business.
I don't know. It's
Do you think more companies will come on? I agree. I mean, I only hear about Uber. I don't hear about Lyft at all.
yeah, like Lyft is there, but it's never been.
But I have to say, after hearing this,
I didn't know
think
Lyft
I'd
was doing this
rather
too.
ride in what?
Well, Uber gives you free credit every time you start a new account. So if you immediately make new accounts, you can ride for free. So that's why I've used Uber.
You just create.
So what? As long as you have email
You have to have a new phone number, but if you use a Google Voice.
No, they block you after a while.
Yeah, they do.
Lyft also doesn't background check their drivers at all. Like Lyft, there's just a button in the app where you can, like the switch you can flip
I know people
where
who
it's drive,
Okay.
and
It's
then
actually
suddenly you're a driver and you're getting paid.
it's ridiculously easy. I
That's kind of a similar thing for that's kind of.
I mean, I've never gotten an Uber driver got either one, so.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything. You think they're a better one?
I don't read the whole book.
Yeah. No, it's actually one of those easy things. It's actually easy. It comes within 2 minutes.
How are the prices compared to each other?
They're the same.
Say.
I thought Uber was a little bit more expensive.
No, it used to be a little
So
more
is it
expensive.
really a perfect
Oh yeah,
competition?
Monica.
It is pretty much.
Technically.
It's pretty much.
Yeah, it's basically people just choose like whichever one is closer.
Dude, I bet you.
And that's what I was going to say. So bottom line is, you'll use whichever one's closer. Which isn't that like going into a store and picking out a gallon of milk? And don't sit and say, oh, I want United milk. Rather than...
I feel like
My mom does.
The
a
airlines
lot of
milk.
people have the Uber app, but not the Lyft app.
Yeah.
Also,
I think it might also depend on location. I have Lyft's very popular in this area.
Yeah.
I know Uber's popular, but I don't think Lyft is.
I think what
To pick a driver and go and get on.
has given them more sales.
And I have a free Lyft ride.
If it's only one company, you really don't have a monopoly of the market. There's always the opportunity for other companies.
I mean, I have to say, my daughter, when I get the bill, the only thing I ever see is Uber. I've never seen Lyft yet. That's what when I heard this, I'm like, oh, that's true, there's Lyft out there. Why am I not paying for Lyft? But I'm sure she just has the...
Yeah.
I was shocked at some of the prices though.
How much did it cost? I've never actually
Well,
took
on
both.
Saturday nights.
Oh god.
I mean, Saturday night
I was
she.
trying to get back Saturday night. It was like 4.9 times.
She, during the summer, was working at a restaurant down in Oakland and was coming back up to Squirrel Hill. And it was $25. I was screaming. Like, are you kidding me? That's what she said. It was something like everyone. It was 2 a.m. All the bars were closing. It was pouring rain. No one was walking anywhere.
Trying to get back in like the Swift district. If I hadn't taken a bus, it would have cost me like $50 or something.
And that was what she did. She had to go from during rush hour from Pitt down to that was a $50. Okay, folks, I'm going to let you spend your time the way you want. You know, Thursday, you are having your multiple choice. It's very skewed towards the beginning. It's a walk in the park. Read the last page of all your chapters. Just read the last page of all your
like 8 people. It's like one of those big ones.
Alright, and with that, we're done. Note to self, study.